Hi Bruno, in this video we are going to work on the contact page and on the contact form, excuse me, and to do that we are actually going to start with making a collection. So I'm going to go to create, great. I'm going to do start from scratch and I'm going to do a contact form and you can label this however you want. So this first field I'm going to rename this. It's going to be name. I'm actually going to do a reference field here, and I'll show you why. So I'm going to choose reference because this is going to be for our device. The reason I'm choosing this, let's see, and so say if we do, I'm going to do Wix example because those are the devices I have. So I'm going to do device model. And what this will allow us to do is have a drop down or be able to populate the actual device that a person has. Next, I'm just going to do a text field for phone number. And then last, I'm going to do a text field for problem. So like this. Okay. The next thing we're going to want to check is collection settings. Those look good. And permissions and privacy. So what we're looking at here is if we're showing content, collecting content, or custom. In this case, we're going to collect content. So who can add? Everyone, anyone who visits this site. Who's going to be able to see this? It's just going to be you or whoever has control in the back end. So we're going to save that, and that is super, super important. So now we're going to go back to our item pages that we created, and I'm going to make our form down here. So let's do a heading. And I'm just going to say contact us. Again, I am not a website designer. I am just wanting to showcase the functionality. I'll do that. Center, great. Now, for the form, we're going to have, we're going to go here and we are going to add some input elements. So the first one is for a name. So really you can do any of these designs. I'm just going to stick with these. Those are just examples. They don't have to be what's listed. So I'm going to do this one for name. So we can choose what type. So here I'm just going to do text. And here I'm going to put name. Oop. And then we can show anything. For initial text, I'm just going to leave it as is. And then down here, we can make this field required. Input. So now, this next one, we're going to do drop down. And I'm going to go to settings. And I'm just going to put device. I'm not going to do a placeholder. And I am going to make this required. It doesn't need to autocomplete necessarily, but it can. And then you can see over here what we're using the drop down for filtering or collecting. In this case, we're collecting. And I will set this part up later. I just want to show you what information is here. Now we're going to go back to this.
Yeah, I apologize for not clarifying that super clearly, but I'm glad we're getting there.
I'll line that up in a minute. So this actually already has phone number. So again, you can select the type. Here's phone number, none, and again, required. And then the last one is going to be, obviously a bigger box. Just going to scroll down, again, settings, and say problem. You can set a character limit if you want. You don't have to. I am making it required. And I'm going to go to the design on all of these. And I'm just going to
That's a good question. I think publishing it will publish the.
just to make them aligned. And then last, but certainly not least,
Yeah, then I would just.
we
Yeah,
just need a
just leave
button.
it and preview it.
So that way we can actually add this information.
And this should give you a preview of the site.
And on the button, I'm just going to change that text. And I'm just going to say submit. Easy enough so far.
So you'll have to
So
go to
I'm
the.
going to come here. We're going to choose
Yeah, so
our
you'll have to
data
go.
set.
That's
We're
just
going to make another
the
one
proxy thing.
because this information is going to go into our contact form. You can leave this as is. I'm going to create.
Yeah, I know it's confusing, but it's just.
Now you'll notice this little red icon here. So we need to change that. Right now this data set is currently in read-only mode, meaning nobody can enter the information in. So we need to change this to write. So now we're going to go back. And here we're going to connect this field to the name.
I would go basically the center.
And do contact form.
Oh, nice. Yes, okay. Specify with us Americans. Oh no.
So this one's going to be number. And this one is going to be tell us. And now this one, so we're going to collect content, and we're going to choose this data set. And value connects to, and we're going to say device. And that should be all.
Okay, we might have to.
So they can choose
They're gonna have
the
to publish it
device
on both ends.
that they want,
Because the site isn't published, right? It's not
name,
been
number,
published.
all of that.
Yeah,
There might be this is incorrect. Visitors don't need to update the content on this page, so you can disregard that. So I'm going to come to this. We're looking at this option, value connects to.
Oops, now go back to the editor. There it goes. Okay. Now it's better. There we go.
Could also be this one. No, it's not. It has to be this contact form.
Yeah. Try hitting see more posts and navigating to it
So we
through the
can't
actual thing.
filter
It'll
this
basically
to
get
pick
the
the
text
actual
preview.
device
Yeah,
that
so the
they
text
have.
preview.
I think there's a way to
Or
do
the
it. I
prompt
just can't remember what it
post
is right now.
So it just kind of throws you some
So here, basically what this is telling us
actual text that you can
is
save it.
we're getting a bunch of these alerts. I think these are just incorrect errors right now.
So it
So
doesn't
they're
work.
set to show
It won't
content,
work for
permissions
some
only
users.
allowed,
It makes
admins
it
to
look like
view
it's
items,
better to just
which is
use
what we
the
want.
text
It's a
preview.
form. So this is correct in that regards. So don't worry about these because we don't need visitors to update it. We don't need them to view it because this is just information that you need. So we're just going to save that.
Yeah, no problem. It'll be a little simpler than what my two
So
sites are.
just to show you then how this will work, we have our page. So I'm going to say
I can't wait for the
test.
reset of this.
I am on the Samsung
I think it's
Galaxy
all set.
23 Ultra. Phone number,
Okay. No worries. Time for you to go to bed anyways.
and
Everyone's
then
gonna.
just a test. And oh, I did not commit connect our submit button, which is arguably one of the most important parts. So again, we're going to connect this to our contact form. We're going to click this to submit. And then if you would like, we can add a success and a failure message. What you can also do is, if you don't want this, you can have it navigate to a thank you page that says, hey, thank you, we will be in touch. And then on this page, you can have it say, you know, the time for repairs is varies. So I can show you in the next video how to, well, actually we can just set this up super quick. So I'm actually going to go to our page. I'm just going to add a new page. We're just going to do a regular old page. I'm going to put contact thank you. Then here, we're just going to thank you. We'll do paragraph. The duration of repairs will vary based on the device and repair needed, something to that effect. Really, you can kind of design this page to look however you want it to. And then if we come here, go back to our item page, come back to our submit button, and we can stay on this page, or we can link, and we can choose a page. I'll just do contact thank you. So now it's going to be Wix test. The Samsung Galaxy 23. Whoops. And just a test. So now when I hit submit, it's been submitted, and then it takes me here. So that way people can get this update or whatever you want for it to be. And then lastly, if we come into our collection, we'll see the information's been submitted. Hopefully this helps and this makes sense and this is kind of what you were looking for. I do have one more video coming up to talk about how to filter the main page based on OS and search by model.